Welcome, one and all. Let's get the messages on. We're ready to go. All right. Just gonna mess with the fire a little bit. There we go. That's perfect. And we've got a lovely little bit of fire in the stove. That's what we want. Woo. So, just chilling, I guess, on my own until we get some people in. Hopefully, we get some family members in nice and soon. I definitely knackered today. I've not been getting enough sleep. I've got to actually get myself to sleep tonight because I've got an early start tomorrow probably. It's looking like a wet one, so I'm going to be bouncing in between the rain with my work, I think. But I will try to do something tomorrow. I could just give the whole day up because it's looking pretty wet potentially. But oh, Emmy, hi! You're the first one in. I like your new handle as well. Emmy plays piano. I'm guessing that's going to be like a solid thing on your channel now. Then are you going to start putting little piano pieces up all the time? Are you? I've been enjoying them actually. It's been really nice. You pick nice little pieces to do. I guess you're a fair sort of beginner at the piano. It seems. Yeah, it only seems like yesterday that Ethan was playing about that sort of level. Now he's crazy good with it now. Some of the stuff he plays is crazy. So so when did you start playing, Emmy? Just out of curiosity, like super recent, or is it something you sort of dabbled in and you're only just now deciding to give it a crack, or are you not even? Maybe you haven't even decided to give it a really good go. I don't know. Ethan has a piano teacher now as well, even. So he's working on his grades. I think he's working on grade 2. Yeah. So he'll probably be grade 2 fairly soon, which is pretty solid. But he definitely like writes songs at a proper high level as well. To be fair. Hi Susie, back in I see. Lovely to have you. October. Oh, that is really recent. And yeah, what's your favourite song to play then? I'm guessing you probably have a favourite one. Although at the early stages, I guess it changes as well. But you can tell me what your current one is, at least for now. Ah, yeah, that'll happen, especially at the start. That'll happen for sure, Emmy. You got to keep it up very regular. So when Ethan had dabbled a little bit here and there, but then he started to really get into it. So we got him a little kind of like kiddie one, like a little kiddie piano, not like a full thing, that he would then have fun with, play with, and that sort of thing. And he started to write little songs and do little things. And we realised he was going to get really into it. And soon enough, I decided to say to him, right, part of your schoolwork is going to be that for half an hour every day, you spend time on your keyboard learning something proper, not just diddling around and having a bit of fun, but actually like work on some scales, figure out some music theory, figure out how to read and write the music, and practice particular songs from like grade levels and stuff. And yeah, and he's persisted at it and got better and better, and to the point now where he needs a music teacher to keep pushing him on because they know more than I do about playing piano because I know almost nothing. uh, I'm just going to check to see what else Susie's we might. Oh, not much. Just it's lovely to have you back in a good mood, Susie. I hope you've had a nice day, Susie. What have you been up to? Hope you've been doing something fun. At least 1 hour a day, wicked. Do you know? I think it's something like there's the 10,000 hour rule, where basically if you spend 10,000 hours doing anything at all, like a particular subject, you will basically be like a master of it, top in the best in the world. So if you're doing an hour a day, it's only going to take 10,000 days, which, to be fair, is a lot of years. But we have the Emerald in saying, I knew Epstein was still alive. Jeez. The grey hair will do it every time. We get that comment so often. But welcome to the chat, I guess. It's actually navy, and this is a real. Do you know how old this thing is, Susie? This is like my work top. This has been abused. Look at this thing. This thing has been burnt. Even like these are like burn holes and stuff. Where like I've been on. I mean, I used this when I was walking across the country a couple of years back. I've gone on so many hiking trips in this thing. It's unreal. It's what I originally bought it for, actually. Um, well over a decade ago, probably like a decade and a half ago, I bought this thing. But it's now sort of like a daily kind of work thing that I wear it for now because it's got really rugged and just worn out. But yeah, 10,000 hours is a lot. I mean, if you did like 2 hours a day on average, that's still 5,000 days, and that's a lot of that's a lot of years even. But that's apparently like obviously to get like one of the best in the world. I think if you put like 5,000 hours into anything, you're still going to be really really amazing at something. So um, it's one of those things where obviously there is an amount of time, but you've also got to be using that time wisely. So if you're just doddering around for like hours and hours, it's not really going to be the same as doing some proper intensive, like well thought out learning. So and it's the practice, especially with piano. It's all about practice. So Ethan's got to the point where he's playing with both hands, just doing some crazy stuff, and like even when the two hands have different tempos that he's playing, it's incredible that he's got that far so quickly. I don't think it's going to take him 10,000 hours to be a master of it. I'm going to be honest, but and I think that's something actually you've got into it quite young, Emmy, which is good because the younger you get into something, the more those early hours count. So like if you get into something when you're very young, like in single digits, like people start playing golf or piano or anything really at like sort of like 4, 5, 6. That's fine. If there's muscle memory involved and things like that and basic stuff, those hours that they spend doing it at that age are worth probably like 3 to 5 times the amount of like say someone like myself or even you doing it. Yours will certainly be worth quite a bit at your age as well because that's what I see with Ethan. He learns it so fast. It's unreal. Oh yeah, Rushy. Yeah, Ethan did that a while back. He loved to learn that one. That's quite a favourite out there right now. He liked showing off to see how fast he could do it. uh, it's not quite night time. Well, it sort of is. It's just gone 9 p.m. Susie. So I'm definitely thinking I want to try and get in bed by 10. We're not going to have a long stream today. It's nice to have some people in though and us chatting. And we have Gracie in who got immediately modded for whatever reason. I don't even know what that means, but I'm going to show that because I don't even know. So as we've got enough of you in, we're going to. I think it's all the lovely ladies today. We've got Emmy, we've got Susie, and now we've got Gracie. So there we go. We've got lovely ladies in. So just for you ladies, the dad joke. We'll get it out of the way nice and quick. Oh, you meant hello. It didn't look like that. But hello, Gracie. I hope you're having a nice day. I imagine you're really excited about tomorrow. Oh, and we have Silent Damsel in as well. Good evening, Silent Damsel. And we have Stephen Thompson in. What about the lovely men? Well, obviously there's some lovely men in as well. I just hadn't seen any of them in the chat. It doesn't count if you're not in the chat saying hello. I don't know you're here unless you say hello. So if you're here and you're thinking he's missing me out, get in the chat and talk to me, and then I'll know you're here. But welcome, lovely to have you. So, dad joke of the day. The rotation of Earth really makes my day, and that's it. I mean, it's bang on, really. I'm going to give that. That's not even that cringy. The rotation of Earth really makes my day. Ah, dear. I'd probably put a "the" in there. The rotation of the Earth really makes my day. I think that gives it a bit more pattern than the rotation of Earth really makes my day. Yeah, I think they missed a bit on this sometimes. They could hone the jokes a little bit. But yeah, the rotation of the Earth really makes my day. I'm going to try and remember that one. That's worth pulling out as a bit of a lame joke in the right situation. I like that. That was a good one. I am having a great evening. Thank you very much. Well, it's been a nice day because I've got a bit of a headache out of the way. My one of the wheels on my van, it was discovered that there was some corrosion on it, and it basically, like, I thought I needed a new tire because the tire kept going down. It turns out it wasn't that. It was the metal rim inside the actual wheel itself had a big old crack in it, and it was leaking the air. So I had to, after getting basically two new tires put on, like one on either side, I found out that on one side and figured the other one probably is the same, but just not quite as bad, because that seemed to be going down a little bit as well. And I was like, to be honest, if I'm going to get one, I might as well get both. So I found them online, and I got these new wheels, but trying to find a place that would fit them for me, like to come out and do it, while rather than me having to drive there. Absolute nightmare. I think they all thought I was just a time waster or something, but eventually I got a guy today to come out, and he was well happy because it was a really easy job. Yeah, and he's gone off really happy chappy, and it was good because he did it while I was working, so it hasn't cost me any time. Just paid some guy with the right equipment to get the job done. If I had the equipment myself, I'd probably done it, but I don't have a jack strong enough to lift this thing up. And I also don't have the equipment for changing tyres, and certainly not for balancing a tyre. I looked into it. I could have got the equipment, but it would have been quite expensive, and I don't know how often in my life I'd have used it. And then I'd have had to store it in between the uses, and I'd have also had to learn how to balance the tyre, which I don't think would have been complicated, but yeah, it just seemed like a lot of hassle. So I essentially kiboshed that idea and kept ringing around until I found a guy who agreed to come out and do it. So that is now a stress off my head gone. I don't have to keep pumping up my tyre every day. So yeah, it's a good day. It's a good day. I hope yours is good, brother. I hope yours is going well. Gracie's saying, let me just check. So you're going at 12 a.m. So you're literally, wait. So you're leaving in 3 hours? Oh yeah, that's what you said. Yeah, wow. Okay, 3 hours. And we got somebody, oh, I can show, I don't know why that got modded. Somebody asked me, do I think I have white privilege? Not particularly. If you knew my life, you'd know I haven't had much privilege in my life. I not compared to people around me. But then that said, I had the privilege of living in the UK, which puts me ahead of a lot of the world already, just like with what comes to most people who live here. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to, it's you can't weigh yourself against one other individual, because one of you is going to be better off and worse off. I'm sure there's groups of people that are worse off than my group of people, and there's also groups of people who are better off. I don't know. Oh, so what was Susie saying? Molly, I sent you a song in the comments of your other video. Oh, I haven't seen that yet, Susie. I'm sure I'll see that. I might not see it today. I'll be honest, I'm probably going to just crash out once the stream's done. Probably going to get my teeth done, just get the bed made up, like change this sofa that I'm sitting on into my bed, and then just crash out. So I'll probably disappear completely after the stream. But I'll check it out when I can tomorrow, probably after work. But you have to remember, I'm working all day as well. So, and someone, we've got another comment saying, Basil Brush, what's your opinion on mass immigration? I mean, depends on the reason for the immigration. I don't know. You know, if they're in a lot of danger where they are and they've got to come to safety, yeah, I guess so. But yeah, I don't know. It depends as well. It's all like there's a lot of nuance to that. I generally say that I don't like to generalize anything. I like to take things on a case-to-case basis. Like there's points of view. Like I heard Jimmy Carr say about how, like, the issue with, like, say, doctors and like people with like really needed professions like that going from one country to another is that if they're coming from a country where they're really needed, then that's not a good thing for that country. But then obviously it's probably a good thing for the country they're coming to, unless of course there's too many there or anything like that. But then I don't know why they'd be going there in the first place. So it's a bit, there's a lot of nuance to it. I don't know. You can't. I don't like to generalise things like that. It's It's definitely. This is one of the things I actually hate just about like how anybody runs anything, whether it's a business, a country, or anything. When you got people who trying to make rules up, and they are trying to make everybody fit the same rules. And I guess that is the sort of the fairest way to do it, but it's not the most efficient or sensible way to do things. I do think that sometimes, yeah, just trying to make up like procedures and rules or whatever that are going to try to catch everything. It's just nonsense. You've got to take things on a case-to-case basis quite often. Um, just realising this is a little bit crooked. I'm just gonna. There we go. That's better. Oh, we've got Campbell in. Hi, Campbell, saying, what is black, white, black, white? I have no idea, but I'm sure I'll find out lower in the chat because I am a bit behind. I do apologise. I'm going to try to catch up. MF Corp saying, I'm a black man from UK. Do I have privilege? PS, I love chicken bones. I don't know what chicken bones has got to do with anything. I don't know. I don't know your story. So, I mean, certainly if you're living in the UK, you've got more privilege than somebody living in an undeveloped country, I guess, in terms of that. You got the privilege of access to fresh water. I mean, that's a privilege. You got to think. We look at things and sometimes we think it's a right. It's a right to have a TV. It's a right to have access to the internet. And it's a right to have fresh water. I mean, that's all privilege if you think about it. You know, you're very privileged to live somewhere where they think that's a basic necessity that should just get provided to people. Yeah, I mean, you and me both have those. I don't know about the rest of it. Often I think it's what your parents are providing for you more often than not, which impacts your life, especially the sort of emotional lessons that you learn as a child, and then obviously as you're developing as an adolescent and a young adult, you're building up your knowledge and your wisdom, and again that's a lot to do with the people around you, but that stems from you know your childhood, so your family. That might be siblings as well as your parents, and maybe other extended family if you got them, or maybe the lack thereof. I mean, geez, that can that'll send you on a different course. Yeah, it's everyone's on a personal journey. There's no person here who's on somebody else's journey, if you see what I mean. What's Susie saying? Now I understand why you're so handsome. You're European. What on earth? You've known this a long time, Susie. I don't know why you're saying this like you've just learned that I'm English. I'll probably sleep the whole entire 26 hours of the. I'm guessing you're talking about the 26-hour flight. Yeah, you could. I could do with a 26-hour flight. I tell you, I would sleep most of that, Gracie. I mean, I'd do a bit of watching on my phone as well. I'd have a couple of movies downloaded, but I would probably sleep a lot of that away. Yeah, no problem. Hey, Sparker, you harder thinking at MF Corp. Yeah, I don't know. I think he's doing a lot of question asking rather than thinking. Did we ever get a punchline to this joke? What's black, white, black, white? I don't know. MF Corp got modded. Let's have a little look. So I'm just going to read it first. I'll read it out loud. If I get to any point where it looks dodgy, but then I'll show it if it's okay. So MF Corp saying, I am Somalian. I know that that's somewhere like East Africa, isn't it? And you get the Somalian pirates and stuff. That's like, I mean, it sounds cool, but it's obviously not. It's not cool. But that's about the only thing I know about that sort of stuff. I don't know about Somalia at all. I work, but my people still from UK a lot. Oh, there you go. Oh, what, like you mean sort of like you get the Nigerian scams and stuff online? Are you talking about that sort of thing? I have a 10-year-old car. Many Somalis have brand new mobility, motability car and money for not working. I'm angry they give my people a bad name. To be honest, we've got plenty of English people who grew up. I'm going to show you, because you're saying you're in the UK, MF Corp. And I can tell you this much, right, is there's plenty of people who were born here generations back, like, who are just basically lounging around, not doing much and getting banked for it. I mean, it happens. I mean, we've got a bad name for ourselves as well as everybody else. I think what it comes down, you just got to not worry about what people, if people are judging you based on other people's actions, that person's judgment isn't worth anything to you. You just gotta crack on, be a solid individual, and know that the people who accept you into their lives and back you are the good people that you want to spend your time with. And anybody who out of hand dismisses you or judges you, they ain't worth your time anyway. Just let them be them. They're going to have a bad life. And it might look on the outside that they've got a good life. You might think, oh, this person's got all the, you know, you've got the big house, the big car, got, like, you know, loving family and that. And what you don't realise is that person could be absolutely miserable inside because they've pushed everybody who's nice away, and all they've got left is the people who just want them for what they can provide for them, and they're just surrounded by takers and users. And you might not see that because it's really hard to spot stuff like that, but honestly, social media will have you thinking that the people you watch have all got everything sorted and their life is perfect, and there's no such thing as a perfect life. And if it was, it would be boring as hell, let's face it. A penguin rolling down a hill was the final, what did we call it? Punchline on that joke. Fair enough, fair enough. I do know a similar joke, but it's far too rude to say in a stream, to be fair. Let's have a bit more read. Oh, we've got Sienna in. Good evening, Sienna. What's this, Spark? Oh, you're talking about that game again, I see. Okay, saying my Mr. Cat uploaded Among Us. Oh, what, some like videos do you mean, Gracie? I've never actually played that, you know. I've seen a couple of clips of it. It looks interesting, but I've never really played it. So MF Corp saying, well, that's not very nice, MF Corp. I'm going to leave that hidden. We don't need you being rude to the other members of the chat. Damsel saying, okay, right. Gracie falling asleep during my last live. Fair enough, fair enough. My voice will do that, Gracie. Dear. And thank you for the kind words, Susie. Baby Yoda saying, I love your voice, you should do audiobooks. I mean, if they're paying me, I'd absolutely do it. But I don't know. I'm going to take the compliment. I don't think I have a great voice, but I'll take the compliment. Thank you very much, Baby Yoda. I appreciate it. Sparker saying he's a troll, Molly. I don't know who you're referring to be fair. I know I'm not fussed about trolls, to be honest, Sparker. I treat everyone like as if, like, you know, you might know something about me, and I think this is because I'm on the spectrum. I take things a bit literally, like face value quite a lot, and it takes me a little while to notice like other stuff, but also on here particularly, I just kind of assume the best of everybody, and unless somebody steps well out of line, I'm just going to take them for face value. And we've got Stephen saying, only just stumbled across your channel and just watched your van tour. Seems a great channel. Well, thank you very much, Stephen. Appreciate it. Appreciate the watch as well. I hope you consider subscribing if you just found me. Yeah, I have shown off the van a couple of times. It's always a work in progress. I'm doing stuff on it right now. I'll be honest. I'm in the middle of I haven't actually done my rack, which I did a little bit of on a live stream a couple of days ago. But now that I'm working and I don't seem to have the time in the day to get much more on it done, I'm hoping that maybe I'll get it done sometime in the week, but if not, I'll just do it on the weekend. I realise it's not as big a rush because I thought I'd have to just do it in one day, so I didn't have to go without a drying rack. But in all fairness, the new rack can just sit on the side and still drain into the sink. So I was like, oh, actually, it's not ideal because then it's taking up loads of space on the side. But as a temporary kind of like solution until I've replaced the old one with the new one, it's all good. So, but yeah, I do a fair bit with the van. Oh, I've got more modded chat. Let's have a little look. It's MF Corp again saying, so what we got? I mean, I don't like when people say something, like, because, yeah, I don't know. Like I hear someone say, "Oh, people say this." I'm like, "Well, I've never heard anyone say that. Where are you hearing people say this?" I guess if you're going on Reddit and the bottom of the internet, you might hear people saying all sorts of stuff. But um, I mean, I'm going to show that because it's nothing super offensive in there. But MF Corp, that's a very simplistic way of looking at things. I'm going to be honest. I don't think anything's that black and white. So I have two big problems with the way that the world thinks these days, as a whole, just because of social media, kind of, and not even social media, like media as a whole does this because they're always trying to cater towards the lowest common denominator in a way, but too many generalizations and too much black and white thinking. So thinking like it's this or this, there isn't any in between, and then going and then that's the case all over. And it's like, well, if you met a couple of really nasty people in a particular country, or they had particular colour skin, or they had a particular height or build, or they had a particular style of clothing, whatever it is, you couldn't just go, oh, but then everybody like that, because I get a little bit of people being a bit prejudiced against me because I live in a van, and believe it or not, there are people in the UK who have a thing against nomadic like dwellers, basically, like people who have a nomadic lifestyle. So now I didn't know this, but the term gypsy is actually seen as is actually a slang term. It's a bit of a, it's not super offensive to the right groups, but it is offensive to the wrong groups, because there's lots of different travelling communities. So there's the Romanis, which people term the gypsies, which is not actually their term, and I don't think they like it at all. But the Romanis are like a really one of the oldest cultures in the world, and they're kind of like a global thing more than anything else. Well, not super global, but they're sort of an international kind of like thing, because they obviously move around a lot of places, and they come from not from England, but there are some here. But then you have the English travellers, the Irish travellers, and to be fair, the Irish travellers and I'm going to say it because I've met some English travellers, give a lot of nomadic dwellers basically a really bad name because they're doing bad things, and then people clump me in with them thinking I'm doing the same. And I'm being be honest, there are some van lifers out there who are probably doing bad stuff as well. But just because you see one guy doing it, it doesn't mean so everyone else does. You can't black and white it, and you can't generalise it, and that's how you get prejudice. That's not cool. I mean, it's obviously more complicated than that, even with the prejudice, but still, that's how we get like these negative ideas about certain things, is black and white thinking and overgeneralizing. It's a real bugbear of mine, that is. And I don't, and I get that Sparker might be not liking the the questions from MF Corp, but we've had MF Corp in before. To be fair, I recognise your name, and I don't mind being like a bit of discussion brought in with this sort of thing. To be fair, I was going to play a little bit of more or less, but talking about this sort of stuff is fun as well. The worst kind of troll, a right wing flag. I don't even know. Do you know what? I don't know the difference between left and right wing, to be honest, Sparker. And it has been explained to me enough times that I should know, but it's one of those bits of information that my brain dumps out, because my brain is really good at one thing, right? Understanding when a piece of knowledge is nonsense and is completely useless or not. And when it's completely useless, my brain will go, don't need that. And I can tell you now, I have never ever had the need to know the difference between a right wing and a left wing person. Like I don't care. I don't think it matters. And if someone's basically going to have all their opinions based on a particular way that everyone else says that they're supposed to think, that's nonsense. Like I'm sure that I think things that are probably left and right and middle and not even what anyone else is even thinking. Because I don't box myself in, and I don't know. I think putting yourself in a box like that it just seems like unnatural to me. Grace is saying fell asleep and love it. Yeah, you already said that, Grace. I already responded to that. Oh, we got retracted by Metal GJ. We have Penetrator in. That's an interesting choice of handle. Were you a pro tennis player? You look familiar. I was not. And I'm not particularly good at tennis. I mean, I'm all right. I can serve, but yeah, my my accuracy, let's say, is not as it used to be. Cool, I get frustrated when I try to play my friend Lucas, I tell you. Campbell saying my daughter... Oh, your daughter's funeral... Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Campbell. That's... Oh, is this going to be a joke? Wait. Because you keep laying jokes in. If that's true, though, that's an awful thing. Losing a child, I'm not sure there's much worse out there. She's saying... Thank you for the kind words, Susie. Yeah, sorry to hear it, Campbell. Really am. That's I don't really know what to say to something like that, to be honest. That's yeah. There's no words for something like that. It really isn't. But my heart does go out to you. What's Spiker saying? Right. Anyway, so Sandro social. Is Sandro? Is that the right one? Hi, what is your profession? My profession is window cleaner. That is my profession. Oh dear. I tell you, it makes me laugh actually. When I was on the dating apps for a while, there was a woman who basically, we got a few like messages in back and forth, and then she asked me what I do for a living, and I said I was a window cleaner, and she was literally so rude. She just went, "Is that an actually real job?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like, I think she was. I'm not sure. I think she might have been. I think she might have been a doctor or something similar to that. I'm not sure. And yeah, I think she came from another country, maybe Philippines or something. I can't remember. And I was like, yeah, it is. And she was like, I'm sorry, you're not right for me. I want someone a bit more educated. And I had to explain how I was educated. I went to university, and I'm a smart guy. I didn't really want to go into the detail of how I built up a business from scratch. Had like 15 people working for me, designed an entire computer system, and that with algorithms and stuff behind to basically predict work patterns using weather and clean historical data and all this kind. I could go into it. I'm there. I know what I'm up to, but I didn't really want to explain that to her. So I just said, no, I am educated. Thanks very much. I even went to university, but and she go, well, then why can't you get a better job? And I had to explain, like, fairly succinctly. I said to her, to be fair, it's not about what I can have, it's what I do want. I like this job, and yeah, it suits me, and it gives me the flexibility to do the kind of lifestyle that I want, while also earning some very good money, I will say, for the amount of time that I actually put in. So yeah, I'm like, and it's low stress. Do you know what I mean? Like, when I was running a business, that was stressful. Being a doctor would be even more stressful, I can imagine. And so yeah, but she didn't get that, like, at all. And I didn't try to convince her. I just sort of said, I think you're right. We're not right for each other, but just so you know, basically, it's not that I can't get anything better. I just choose this job. But that still makes me laugh, though. There's people out there like that. I feel a little sorry for her, because she obviously identifies her worth as in what she does for a job, which is fair. This is a fair way to, like, judge. If you're, as a doctor or something like that, you're putting back in the community. So that's fair play. But in terms of, like, your status in the world, if that's how you, like, if that's the only thing that you value yourself for, because I value myself as a lot more than just what I do for a living. It's like being a father is a big part of how I value myself, like a friend, and things like that, like how good a friend I can be. These sort of things are really important to me, and I think they should be more important to other people, not just about what you do for work. We've got lots of new people in today. We've got Toons Zonley got modded. Let's have a look and see what you got modded for. I mean, you can go do what you want with the old ex, mate. I tell you, somebody saying that they were running, like, basically doing something with my wife. I'm like, well, that's assuming I'm still married, which I'm not. But if you talk about the ex, you can go and see that all you like. Oh, dear me. What we got? Sienna saying, left wing, right wing, chicken wing. Yeah, okay. Do you know, I don't even like a chicken wing now. I prefer a nice mini fillet. You know, the kind of thing that you get, what I call granddad chicken at KFC, because basically my dad would call it granddad chicken to the boys, but essentially the mini fillets, that sort of. Oh, I like those. They're good. They're good there. Though I think my favourite goes like this. I think what I like to have the. I don't know what everyone else orders at a KFC, and I know that. Sorry, Sienna, I know you're vegetarian, but I'm not. So I'm going to talk about KFC. I like the mini fillets, but I also like a drumstick, and I'd say it's about a 50-50. Thing is, you're not going to get filled up on a drumstick. You'd have to have a lot of drumsticks, and then it's a lot of batter because it's mostly batter. So I'd say probably I'd favour the fillets, but yeah, not so much for a chicken wing. Susie with more kind words. Thank you very much. MT79. This is Sparker's whole personality. Look at his profile picture. What on earth? Can we not be so negative towards other members of the chat, please? I actually quite like Sparker's what do you call it, profile pic. I don't know if it's supposed to be the guy from V, but it looks like the guy from V for Vendetta, and that's one of my top all-time favourite movies. Well, I think I'm just falling behind. I'm gonna have to really go a lot faster. And we got Vladdy Daddy's back in. That's a long time since I've seen you in the chat, but I do remember you. Hello, is this an LGBTQ channel? Not particularly, but everybody here is welcome. We do not turn anybody away. Sienna saying Sparker's profile picture looks like me before laser hair treatment. Oh my god. Sienna with the jokes. MT79 saying I see a cringe communist. What? Fair play. I don't know why you see that. I mean, that's not what I see, but there we go. Does anyone see what the picture is? I am interested. I don't know. I've just said what it looks like to me, but I don't actually know what the picture is of. Actually, to be fair, when are you getting? Susie asking, when am I getting married? I have no idea. Maybe never. Maybe at some point. I think before marriage comes, I've actually got to find the right person, all that first. So there's a long road before that happens. I could play one of those games where they have the thing bouncing between two things and see how long it'd take me to get married, I guess. And it'd probably say like 85 years or some nonsense. Well, we're getting some negativity in the chat. We're getting some people getting like mildly triggered. Fair play. Right, I tell you, there's gonna be some timeouts given soon. Dan was saying I had barbecue chicken wings for dinner last night. Oh, fair enough. I mean, obviously, chicken wings is quite a popular thing. I mean, I guess, the right ones, I could probably get into that. Vladdy Daddy saying he likes me. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Yeah. Sparkus. Well, how far behind am I? I'm not too far. I'm going to try and catch up now. I'm going to... Since then, I thought Sparker's picture was anonymous with one of my wigs. Yeah. Hey, Cat's in, saying good evening. I'm great, Cat. I'm glad you're doing well. What have you been up to, Cat? And we've got Sean Fitzpatrick in saying, you look a bit like, oh my God. Yeah, you're not the first person to say this, Spirit. Like, that got modded. I'm going to show you that one just because it's always funny. The Epstein things is always funny. Oh, wrong thing. And I don't know why Susie is saying I look like a boy, but okay. We've got Dark Maga, I don't know. Brandon, we're going to call you Brandon. That's at the end. Saying, hi, Steve. I don't know who Steve is. Busy doing life skills. What life skills in particular, Kat? That's an interesting one. Brandon is saying, "Ooh, a camping channel. You ever tried Snugpack Ionosphere? Thinking I'm buying one for stealth camping. I have not tried one of those. No, but I have. I think I know what you're talking about. I think I have seen those. To be fair, I don't do that much camping anymore. It's more all about the van life stuff, to be fair, and just random streaming. To be honest, I haven't put a video out in ages because I've just got into the streaming part of it, and I just really enjoy the streaming. I do want to do some more videos, and they probably won't be that many camping ones, to be fair. Um, I still will go camp with my friends, and I might do some more videos. But like, I'm going to be honest, it just got really hard to do new stuff with camping all the time. It kind of got a bit the same old, and yeah, I don't know. I lost the kind of bug to make videos. I've got one that I've basically 90% edited, and I just haven't got it out. Just kind of got into the streaming and was like, I haven't really found the time, and I haven't. Well, I say found it, I haven't made the time because I haven't felt the onus to do it. Senna's saying, is stealth camping without a tent? No, that camping without a tent is essentially cowboy camping, which I have done. I've done a bit in a bivvy bag, but I've also done without that even. But stealth camping is when you're trying to hide in like a place where you shouldn't be camping. So, for instance, I've stealth camped in the car park at Asda over at Biggleswade. I've also done it in like some woods behind the Sainsbury's, right next to the A1, sort of like it's the bit which isn't the motorway, but it might as well be, it's dual carriageway. I've actually slept under one of the bridges where right next to the A1 motorway. I've done a stealth camp. Where else have I done one? On a roundabout. Yeah, I've stealth camped in all sorts of places. It's a bit of fun, yeah. Like one of my favourite ones was actually probably the one where I was under the flyover at Olsey Station, and that was a cool video because I did a lot of editing and showing off where I grew up, which I really like. Oh, sorry, Kat, if you said something, I've missed it. How has Henry been as well since not being on stream since Christmas? Yeah, he's good. He's good. He just I saw him a little bit here and there, but he's not been about for the streams. But I have obviously seen him. He's just not staying with me as regularly as he used to. So then he's not here in the evenings to do anything. But I have seen him. He's definitely wanting some time away from his old man though. He's got to that teenage years where he'd rather not be around like living under like harsh rules where I say he can't have his screen time, which is too harsh for him. I mean, obviously I let the boys have some screen time on here. Like Ethan gets some time. I even basically helped him get his Switch too, because he was really wanting to get it, and he was saving up money, and he was getting everyone to give him Christmas money for it, and so I gave him a fair bit of Christmas money towards it, and then I ordered it for him and got it all delivered. And we're going to get, I think that I'm going to try and order before he comes here next time. I'm going to get like a case for him and some extra controllers and the Mario Kart World, was it Deluxe 8 or something? I don't know. But yeah, I've got all that ready to like just figure out. I just need to like figure out the best dock to get to go with my TV so that we can basically play Mario Kart together when he's here. Should be fun. But yeah, I don't like Henry on his like phone like constantly. I like him to do other stuff, and he doesn't like that. So he doesn't spend so much time with his dad, and a couple of other things. That's not the only reason, but yeah, he's just getting older, and he wants his freedom. Saying, I'd love to stealth camp in IKEA. That would be pretty cool because you could do it without any gear. You could go in and just use one of their. You could make up one of their things. That'd be wicked. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was about to say the same thing as Damsel. I'd get lost in an IKEA. You probably would have to stealth camp in there because you wouldn't. You go in there, you might not ever find your way out for like weeks. You need to go in with like GPS tracking, otherwise you're just done. Hey, Noah's in. Hi, Noah. Wow, we've lost the randoms. So that's kind of good. They must have got bored. I was thinking about timing out some people, but we didn't have to bother. There we go. They didn't get enough response, did they? So they went off. What's the other thing? I once went for a nap in one of the pop-up tents in Toys R Us. I think I invented. Oh, sorry, we had a little bit of disconnection issue. I was just responding to Sparker. Yeah, you're right. No, it's not that I'm controlling, but they don't like even the remotest like sort of rules, I guess. And the problem is he has the choice between going. I could have just said no, he has to come, but that's the kind of relaxed dad that I am. Like, he didn't want to come here, he wanted to stay at his mum's, and I'm like, well, I'm going to respect your wishes, because I think forcing him to be here isn't going to do our relationship anything good. So give him the choice, and what I'm going to do is hopefully when it's the holidays, because he is going back to full-time school, which means he would have had to stay at his mum's anyway. I'm thinking that when it's the holidays, I'll get him to come when we're doing like really cool stuff and going on trips and actually doing a lot of things. It's more like there's a lot of friction when there's days when I just have to make him do schoolwork, and then I'd let him go off and do something for his own for a little while, but I wouldn't let him take his phone, because I knew that he'd like take his phone and be on his phone the whole time rather than doing something cool. And then he'd go off and he'd do like his fishing, and if he was going to fish and film, I'd say, yeah, you can take that, but I'd then put restriction on his phone to make sure he wasn't like watching loads of stuff, or like playing games and whatnot, and that he was actually using his time to do the fishing. And he didn't like that, but I was like, well, you know, I want you to spend quality time doing cool things. Like, if it was like, I'd like it to be, I'd have preferred it to be back like it was when I was younger and the kids not even have phones. I think that's like, you know, I think if the government could step in and do anything crazy, they could do with like banning like kids from having like access to social media and phones until quite an old age. Just like, you know, just on the basis of like stop them having all the screen time. I mean, and I'm not saying like, I think they should be allowed to have like a phone, but just not like all of the, you know, access to YouTube and TikTok and anything else like that, and all the games, and like, you know, I think there should be like severe limits. I think things like Minecraft is okay, and like I quite like it when Henry's playing Minecraft and he's chatting to his friends. I quite like that, and he does that a fair bit. But obviously his friends were at school during the day, so when they were at school he'd be doing other stuff and he's just wasting his time away. What things do you order for Henry and Ethan to do? I'm not quite sure what you mean, Kat. Can you ask that in a different way? I'm not quite sure. What's this? Yeah, we do need to catch up now. It's been a minute, my man. It has been a minute. That's what I was saying earlier. We need to actually catch up. You need to. I don't know, you need to come up and do a games night or something with me, or maybe host one and I'll come down. I don't like to suggest that you host one, because obviously it's like me inviting myself down, and I'm not that guy. But anytime you want to host one, you know I'm there. But if not, yeah, we need to get you up here and we need to do something. Yeah, bans until 16 and that stuff would be pretty good. They've done that in Oz, have they? Sweet. I mean, I haven't tracked any news like that, so I don't really know. But yeah, and we have. Borrow Boy, am I saying that right? Asking for a shout out. Shout out to you. Spark saying, I used to turn the Wi-Fi off at night when the kids were at school. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, turn the old Wi-Fi off. Yeah. Of course, then I haven't got it, and I can't watch my programs, which it's hypocritical. I'm absolutely aware, but I'm pretty good with it though. I don't spend the whole day. Like he would literally have spent the whole day. This is the trouble. He got spoilt being homeschooled, and he started to want to do less and less and less work. And I think he thinks that he's going to be able to go to school. And I don't think he's aware of the fact that the school will probably have a no phones policy during all the lessons at the very least, and maybe he won't even be able to have it in with him at school. I don't know. I don't know what the rules will be. It depends where he lands and stuff like that, and what their rules are. But I have this thought that he thinks he's just going to be able to just like slide on through. Because that's Henry in a nutshell. He's very much trying to avoid doing anything that he doesn't want to do, which is basically anything that feels like hard work. So he's Yeah, he's definitely going to get a bit of a wake up call when he gets back to school, and also he thought he was going to get his like full like whole weekend at his nano and granddad's every other weekend, and he spends the whole time there on screens and just doing whatever he wants, and he gets treated like royalty. And I was like, well, and I talked to his mum and I said, the one thing I'm going to say here, and I want us on the same page, so it's not coming from me but from us both, is that he cannot do this full-time school and then on basically every other weekend go to my parents and spend the whole weekend there. I think what we'll do is we'll have it, he can go on the Friday and then I pick him up on the Saturday for a bit of time with me, and then he can go back to yours like and have a bit of a rest before he goes back to school. And I wanted it that in the agreement of this whole thing, because I was like, that's like, yeah, well, I'm not having him get everything he wants on his side of things, and then think that he can like just like swing all that time as well. Because also he's a nightmare after he comes back from his grandparents, because his brain's blown away by all the naughty stuff he's been eating, the bad sort of like regime, so to speak, like sleep schedule and eating schedules and that. It's not cool, and all the screen time like melts his brain. He needs a couple of days to kind of like balance himself back to normal. So he'd be useless at school for like Monday and Tuesday if he was there the whole weekend. Damson, I agree. Ban phones in school during classes. My daughter's given so much screen time in school on Chromebooks and homework at home. Oh my God, that's awful. Lightbow saying, my therapist gave me 12 pages of homework. What does that say about me? Oh, whoa! Therapists are giving homework now. That's just awful. Mind you, that makes sense though, because you're trying to work on yourself, and as an adult, yeah, fair enough. It's all cats. If you live in the UK as part of the Online Safety Act 2021 website, the verification chat. Okay, yep. I think I get what you're saying, Kat. But Dan was saying, how am I meant to limit her on Xbox and her tablet? Physically. That's what I did with Henry. I just literally didn't let him have his phone when I didn't want him to be on the apps, because he worked out loads of ways to get around. Honestly, like YouTube has a limit, but then he could go on Chrome and watch YouTube through Chrome, and that would bypass his limit on YouTube. So, but then if I limited Chrome, he needed Chrome to do some schoolwork, and it's like, well, it's a problem. So I found, and I think this is the thing, like parents start to lean on screen time. Like even when it was just TV, people would put their kid in front of the TV to keep them quiet and out of the way. But then you've got them addicted to that, and then if you don't want them on it, tough luck. You've got to be tough on them, or you're gonna have to just let them have what they want. And a lot of parents struggle to like put those limits in. And I think this is the trouble, realistically, is I don't have a trouble like being a parent and limiting what the boys get when I feel that there's a limit is needed. I'm a pretty laid back dad. You know, I let them do all sorts of stuff that like a lot of parents these days wouldn't let their kids do. I give them a lot of free rein, but there are certain things where I'm like, that's not mentally health. That's not that from a mental health perspective, it's not healthy. I won't have it. We need a limit. But then they kind of like butt against that, and when they have the option to go somewhere else and not have the limit, or not have it as bad, then yeah, that's not so helpful. So I think it's one of those things where I do wish that there was a bit more seeing eye to eye with these things with their mum, but it's not the case, and certainly not with their grandparents either. So yeah, we do what we can. Kat saying, means in what do you tell Henry and Ethan to? What? I mean, as in, what do you tell Henry and Ethan to do something? Maybe I've answered that question already, but I'm still not 100% sure if you're asking something else, Kat. Sorry. Just turn the router off, damn. So yeah, exactly. It's not bad. Sean's in. Get back, Shedrack, he says. All right, Sean, how are you doing today, my man? Great to have you back in. I'm giving you a good old shout out. Kat saying, I mean, to Minecraft, the verification will be forced to chat starting sometime in February. Yeah, I mean, it's good that they keep an eye on the kids on those things, to be fair, yeah. Lightbow saying Henry sounds like me. Yeah, I mean, so you obviously we've got people in who don't know the story about what Henry did with his phone. I'll give you the story about this to see if anyone tracks with this one. So obviously we have the Family Link app, which can track the usage on their different devices, because they've got like a tablet and a phone, and they get to see what apps they've used and how long. And like, I noticed that when Henry was at his mum's, he was using like some of the apps like YouTube and stuff like for a long time. Like sometimes it would be like 8-10 hours in a day, and I'm like, what on earth? So I talked to her about it, and she was like, no, that can't be right. He didn't even have time to do that because we were busy doing this, this, and this, and this. And I was like, well, is there any chance that he's sneaking his phone into his bedroom with him in the evening? Because maybe he's finding the time to do it during the evening and overnight. And she was like, no, he can't do that. No, because I make him leave his phone like outside. And I was like, are you sure he's doing that though? And she's, yeah, I check it every day. And I'm like, well, I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. And she goes, give me a second. She goes, and this is happening even when the boy's already at bed. She goes to check where he's left his phone. He's only gone and left his case there and took the phone out. I mean, absolutely classic, like well thought out plan. Some proper Ferris Bueller like stuff going on there, but absolutely got caught as well at the same time. So his mum was not impressed at all, as you can imagine, and yeah, he got in some trouble for that. But it turned out Ethan was also playing a bit naughty, and he was having his Switch and things like that. So they were both basically having a lot of screen time in the evenings. And this is what I'm talking about. They didn't get away with that kind of stuff with Dad, but they got away with that kind of stuff with Mum. I'm like, oh dear. But who else has been getting away? Who else got away with stuff like that when they were a kid? Or if we've got some young'uns in, have you getting away with stuff like that? If you got a story. And we got Shenzhen in saying about the island again, like we haven't heard that one before. Yeah, so get up, Chavi. Is that as a greeting in Cumbria? Fair enough. Okay. Oh, Chava? Interesting. Okay. Sin's saying, I remember the excitement as a child when they'd roll out the trolley with the IMAX. That was is that, am I hearing that right? IMAX? I think what's an iMac? Sorry, Sienna, I've no idea what that is. Kat saying, even if you're 18 plus, you have to age verify before chatting to others in Minecraft unless they are a trusted friend. Exactly what Roblox Corporation. I mean, that sounds legit to me. That sounds like a really good idea. That looks like I Hate Rose, but I don't know if that's actually how that handle's supposed to be read. Is wood on the stove? Yes, that is wood that I've collected myself, and I've just been sort of drying it out and warming it up a little bit. To be fair, the stove is almost out. I will put another log in. Thank you for reminding me. I would ask, why do you hate Rose? Assuming that's actually what your handle says. I'm using up some of this stuff I got from Aldi's. These little things like this. They make a nice flame. They don't last for a long time, but they make a nice flame. Let's open that up. The embers from the other one will get that going. Well, it's been a really good chat today, I tell you. There's been loads of people in. It's been fantastic. That's what we've got here. Need to dry? Yeah, well, I harvested that myself, and the weather has been a little bit damp lately, so it just needed a little drying. It's fairly seasoned. Let me show you. There's more in the store, which I've already dried and chopped. So you got like bits like that I've already kind of like split. But yeah, it's properly seasoned. It has a little bit of like some fungal growth inside, but you can see as I've been drying it, it's started to naturally crack. And you can see that's where I'm going to slip my hatchet down, just down that line there, and it'll probably split that without a lot of trouble at all. But it's basically dry now, I think. I don't think there's much more need to do much with that. I would show you on stream me chopping it, but the old HSC, the old health and safety executive, would be absolutely annoyed with me. Did you hear about the baker that was fired? He needed a poo. Oh! That is cracking. Amaron, am I saying that right? Wow, that's now, because we did a dad joke earlier and it wasn't particularly good. That one is solid. Did you hear about the baker that was fired? He needed a poo. That is bang on. All right, I am behind on the chat. I apologise. I'm going to try to catch up again. See you, Kat. Take care. Have a good night. I hate Rose saying, I might call you Hatter Rose just because I gotta say something that makes it so, like, I can't call you Rose because obviously that's probably not you, but anyway. Time to get up running. Oh yeah, to be fair, yeah, you've got to get your stoves done at the right time, haven't you, really? I mean, look, that one got firing straight away, to be fair, so it's not really too bad. But yeah, every stove is different, and it's half science, half art, I tell you. Spark saying, I'd use any trick to get past my parents' rules. Yeah, it's done in it. Since saying, was it iMac? Oh, Apple Mac. I see. I see. I think they should call that a Mac then, surely. Those Apple laptops, yeah, the Macs, basically, yeah. But maybe it was an iMac, I don't know. I'm not a Mac person, I'm a PC all the way. And Android and things like that. I'm not into Apple products at all. I hate roses off. Ciao, see you later. What is your fave tool, says Brattle? Probably my hammer, to be honest, my claw hammer. That's a tool that you like to use. Mind you though, the hatchet, that's a fun tool to use as well. I mean, it depends. My favourite, like the most useful tool, probably is like, I don't know. I mean, even just a screwdriver these days, the amount of type of screws that I have to deal with. Starry's in. Hi, Starry. I hate Rose saying, funny story how I get that name. Didn't choose it, but everyone remembers how. Okay. And we have concrete. Is that concrete? I don't know. Getting modded. Fave tool left. We can show that. Nothing too bad in that. Fave tool was the left hand to beat that meat. Fair play. Oh dear. I won't tell you what handed I am. I'm doing well, Starry. How are you? I hope you're doing well this evening. Whew. It's been a stream. I'll tell you, we've had a lot of new random people in, which is fun. I quite like the new random people. We'll get a different feel to the stream, but it's all right. Oh, that's good to hear, Starry. What have you been up to? Anything exciting? Yeah, it's it's 10 o'clock here in the UK. Yeah, it's getting late, and I do need to wrap up the stream. To be fair, I didn't mean to stream this long, but it's been so good. I've really enjoyed it, so it's kind of dragged me into it a little bit, which is all right. Nothing exciting, just some chill days. Then that's all right though. That's all right. Not every day has to be exciting. At least you're doing well, and you're in good spirits. It's I'm just wondering. I was going to do this, but we're going to leave this today. I think we'll wrap it up soon. We've already done the dad joke as well, so yeah. I think, to be fair, it's been over an hour, and it is. I kind of wanted to try to be asleep by now, so I think I am going to wrap up the stream. It has been lovely seeing everyone, and if you've been a new person, you're still here, and you've been enjoying it, hit that subscribe button so you can come back another day and join us, because it's always lovely having more people like this here. Oh, and the Story Lab saying nice logs. Thank you. I appreciate it. Me and Lucas harvested those. I had to carry them back nearly a mile to the van, and we had like 6 of those, so quite a wait. Spark saying, sorry for being combative on your stream, bud. I'm not here to send messages, but sometimes people need to. Hey, Sparker, you do you. I had no problem with what you were telling these people. That's all right. You when you need to be, you need to be. And to be fair, I found them mildly rude, but not super offensive. So, you know, they were edging close to getting a bit of a timeout. But you were safe, my man. Don't you worry. I've got you. Right, everyone else, have a lovely time, and hopefully I can see you all tomorrow. Sorry to run off as soon as you get here, Starry. That's just bad timing. It's not. You've not scared me off. I wish you'd turned up early and I could have chatted to you a little bit more. But yeah, have a good night, or an orange night, as Starry wants to say. I'll hopefully see you all tomorrow, or at least someday soon. But in the meantime, as always, have fun.